Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me and my husband explain. First, it's free.
They have also creation tools where you can edit your stuff from your phone or your computer.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more.
Like Google Podcast.
Yeah.
You can make money too, with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Sign up now.
Yay, we did. We're on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Podcast on Elm Street with your hosts, Brian DeSilva.
Hi.
And Heather DeSilva.
Hi.
Where we get drunk and talk about spooky things. I tell them a true story of something really scary.
Yeah. And we're in the dark.
I don't like this new thing.
Why?
Spooky.
It adds ambiance. It's Beyonce's cousin.
Yes. Yes, it is. Love it. All right. So what are you drinking tonight?
Root beer.
That's it?
Root beer and bourbon.
That sounds disgusting.
It is. I saw it online and I regret every sip of this. I don't even like root beer.
I was just going to say, you don't even like root beer. All right.
Root beer and bourbon.
Sounds so... I cannot get over that.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Don't try this.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Alright, so what do you got for me today?
Are you going to ask me what I'm drinking? Or
probably just wine.
Your mammers.
I lost my mammers?
You lost your mammers.
Aw.
Yes, it is wine. It is, it's snowing pretty good outside right now. It is Brookstone Pinot Noir red wine.
Wine is gross.
You're gross. I'm not a huge, I'm really picky with my red wines. But this one I actually really like. It's dry enough for me, which I prefer.
Beverages should be wet.
I can't. Okay. Because I don't even have a response to that. Like, I don't know how to even approach that.
Just tell me that I'm drinking a really gross drink and just...
Yeah.
Root beer.
Okay. So, the story I have for you tonight... So, okay. You and I are going camping with your mom and dad this weekend. Or early next week.
Yeah.
And so I was going to do it like a scary camping story. And so I looked up like
scary camping stories.
And old Goosebumps came up. No,
I love
like murders at like campsites and stuff.
Yeah.
But it scared me so much because I'm going camping.
Yeah.
And I want to relax and enjoy my camping and not think that
well, that's why it's like the same as you don't look up airline crash videos before you go.
Well, first of all, you should never look up airline crash videos. That's god awful.
I'm just saying, or like that show Disaster in the Air or something.
Oh yeah, God no.
Yeah.
Before you get on a flight.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
Nope.
Well, why do you think I'm bringing a gun? I'm not gonna let Burlap Sack Man get me. I'm not gonna be sacked. Get it?
Good one.
Yeah.
Good job.
It took me forever to come up with that.
Okay, so then I obviously had to change gears.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
We're doing the man that inspired Buffalo Bill.
Okay.
Also known as, what did you call him? Bison Will?
Bison Will, that's the Walmart version. Like the Great Value serial killer.
Bison Will.
Bison Will. Instead of Buffalo Bill. I'm so smart.
So he inspired that. He inspired Psycho.
Okay.
And some say Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but that's a bit I don't think so. But Psycho definitely, and Buffalo Bill definitely.
Okay.
So this is the story of Ed Gein.
What?
Ed Gein.
What are you saying?
Ed Gein.
Ed?
His first name is Edward.
Okay.
His last name is Gein.
Gein?
Uh-huh.
That sucks.
Well, I mean, he's a shitty person, so...
I feel like names set you up for your future.
That's why my dad named me Heather.
Because you're as pretty as a flower?
No, Heather Locklear.
Well, you're not an actress.
No, but she's successful and beautiful, so he wanted that for me.
Okay.
And I only got one of those traits.
Moving along.
Super famous, babe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, why move it along?
Why would you move a log?
That's not what I said.
Sounded like it.
You said moving along like you didn't want to... Oh, my feelings. Okay. So remember, you have to think of a title.
I know. It's my one and only job. To sit here, drink, and think of titles.
Yeah. Well, I liked your mom's thing of like finding one random fact to be like the end of the podcast.
When did that happen?
When we were there and your sister was there and your sister was laughing at the whole pickle hand.
Yeah.
And then we were like, yeah, we told her the story from it. She's like, well, why don't you do that? Just find one random ass fact, and that can be your tagline.
So we should just get a quote of the day calendar.
But like a funny one,
not
I don't want
like,
motivational.
Yeah.
What am I trying to do with these people? Motivate them?
I don't think you should motivate a serial killer.
I am not in a position to motivate an ant. Or even a cockroach. Like, I have nothing to stand on with that.
This is a very self-hating podcast episode today.
Or self-aware.
Huh.
Okay, anyways. So let's get on to the story.
Okay.
So Edward Theodore Gein was born on... What? His last name?
Yeah.
Was born on August 27th, 1906 in Wisconsin. His father, George, was a shy and a pushover alcoholic who took a lot of abuse from his mother. His mother's name was Augusta.
That's the fat guy from Willy Wonka. Augustus! No! Gets sucked into a tube.
Oh, poor guy. Well, I mean, it's chocolate that he was going at. I get it.
Yeah, but he's dead.
Yeah, a lot of children died in that.
Yeah. Very dark.
It really is. Okay.
Welcome to my murder factory. Have chocolate.
Oh my god. So, Augusta was the dominant figure in the household, and she would consistently preach against the sins of lust to her two sons, Ed and Henry was the oldest one. Augusta hated her husband but stayed with him because her strict views on divorce because of her religion. And since George was an alcoholic, he had a hard time holding down a job. Right. So she actually ended up opening her own store, and she's the one that was the breadwinner of the family, and that's one of the reasons why she hated him so much. So then in 1914, Augusta bought a farm in Plainfield, Wisconsin, which is out like in a rural area, hoping to bring her sons to a place where they would not be influenced by sins. Sins of the big city. So she still, even here, continued to preach against lust and told her sons that all women, except for her, of course, they were evil and they were prostitutes of the devil.
What does that sound like?
What?
The Water Boy.
Oh my god, yes.
That Vicky Valancourt, she's the devil! Everything's a devil to you, mama!
I love when she has the sign in the window, do you want me to kill him? And she's like, a big old smile.
Yeah. No. Oh,
okay.
Classic.
So the boys, Henry and Ed, only left the farm to go to school. And they were both kind of bullied. Well, because they had no social skills because they weren't around other kids.
Yeah.
You know? And even though they did pretty good, like they were average students, their odd behavior led to like terrible school experience. Like there was reports of Ed just like busting out in laughter for absolutely no reason,
Well,
and like it's just scared people.
Well, does he have that
inner
thing?
Inner monologue?
What?
Like inner monologue, like he's telling himself jokes.
I was gonna say that laughing disorder from the Joker. Uncontrollable laughing.
Oh, like well, that was because he had brain damage in Joker.
Oh.
He may have. I don't know.
Well, with a mom like that, I'm sure he beat him a few times.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they had harsh punishments, and then she would just justify it all through religion. And then, also, they didn't have friends because Augusta did not want them to have friends, and would say that if they had friends, they would end up being losers like their father, which I don't understand because I feel like that's the opposite.
Right?
So as the two boys started like growing up, going through their teenage years and everything, they became even more detached from society and only relied on each other. And then in 1940, George died of a heart attack. And so the boys kind of had to pick up the slack around the house and help out with expenses. So they started picking up odd jobs here and there. They would be like handyman. Ed also was a babysitter, which I found really fucking weird.
Yeah, a guy babysitter.
Which I don't mind a guy babysitter, but it's this man. Like everybody knows that he is weird. I don't want this random ass man around my child.
Yeah, I guess.
That the whole town knows is weird.
Yeah.
You know? But the community said that they're reliable and honest, but weird.
Nothing wrong with being weird.
And let's just get into the story, and there's some red flags.
Okay.
Ed actually enjoyed babysitting. He said he can relate more to children than he can adults, and that's mainly probably because he never really had any social skills.
Right.
So his development in social situation is very delayed. But as Henry started growing older, he began to reject his mother's views, and was worried that Ed was becoming way too attached and had an unhealthy relationship with his mom. So he would try to like convince Ed that things were not right, like this isn't normal, and try to kind of pull Ed away from the mom and like turn him against the mom. Okay?
Yeah.
Then on May 16th, 1944, a bushfire burned close to the farm, and the brothers went outside to extinguish it. Ed said that the boys were separated, and as the night fell, Ed lost sight of his brother. Then when the fire was finally extinguished, he reported to the police that his brother was missing. When the search party organized, Ed somehow directed them exactly to where his brother's dead body was. The police had concerns about the circumstances because where Henry was laying, there was no fire around him, and he had bruises all over his body. But despite this, the police dismissed the possibility of foul play, and the coroner listed his death as asphyxiation. Although many people still oh my god,
you're having trouble.
Yeah, my life. Suspected that Ed actually killed his brother, but no no charges were ever filed. My brain's moving faster than my mouth.
So that dude could have just killed his brother and then tossed him in fire, but wasn't smart enough to think about that.
What I think happened is he killed his brother, set the fire, hoping that it would burn everything, including his brother, and kind of already came up with this alibi. But the fire went in the opposite direction than what he was hoping. Because you can't predict how a fire's going to burn.
Why don't you just light him on fire?
Too obvious? Because you would need, like, gasoline or some kind of fuel.
Well, if you're on a farm, you could just put a bunch of hay on him and like that.
Yeah. Well, this guy's fucking weird.
Yeah. Can't even burn a body properly. Fucking loser.
Okay. So, with his father and brother gone, Ed's relationship with his mother became more and more kind of creepy. Where, like, he was so devoted to his mom. Like, his entire life revolved around his mom. Like, he didn't even have relationships or even, like, want to be with another woman because he loved his mom too much.
Oedipus complex?
Probably.
Gross. He was the first motherfucker.
But then in December of 1945, Augusta died of a series of strokes, and Ed was left alone. But he still was able to stay on the farm. And it's kind of gross, so because I saw photos of it, he kept his mom's room exactly the same, like completely untouched, and then boarded up other parts of the house that his mom liked to go in, so nothing can like disturb it. But then the rest of the house where he actually lived was complete filth and like hoarding and like just gross. Like you would have to climb over trash to get to the kitchen.
Gross.
Yeah. And during this time, he started developing an interest in anatomy. So he started collecting books and stuff and kind of studying anatomy. So he continued to support himself by being a handyman and still was being a babysitter.
How old is he at this point?
Let's see, he was born in 1906, and this was around mid to late 40s.
So he has this 40-year-old babysitter?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. That whole town is weird. Like, what? The cutoff age for babysitting is like 19. Like, come on. Like that, come on.
Unless you're a nanny.
Unless you're a professional nanny.
Yeah, but this guy is not a professional nanny.
No, There's
a lot of red flags.
This town is just so stupid.
And during this time, there was a lot of weird disappearances going on. Among them was 16-year-old Mary Hogan, who helped her family run a tavern nearby that Ed liked to go to. Okay?
Any relation to Hulk Hogan?
No. I already checked.
You checked? Stupid.
I'm just kidding. I didn't. I forgot about Hulk Hogan, brother.
How do you forget about him? He's the brother.
Brother.
He was born with a handlebar mustache.
He was also one of those guys that was born old.
Yeah.
All right. So fast forward to November 16th, 1957. Okay.
My dad was 3 years old.
Aw, little Gene. A Plainfield hardware store owner, Bernice Warden, disappeared, and police suspected Ed because Warden's son told the investigator that Ed had been in the store the evening before, saying that he would return the following morning for a gas of antifreeze.
A what?
A a gallon of antifreeze.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Because I was thinking gallon of gas.
Yeah.
Brains work funny. And then when they were like looking around the store, they did find a sales slip that was written by Warden for antifreeze the same morning that she disappeared. So they're like, all right, well, let's go and investigate his property. Well, he wasn't home. So when they searched his property, because they had a warrant, they found Warden's decapitated body in a shed. She was hung upside down with ropes at her wrists and her ankles. So, like, kind of spread out. The torso was gutted like a deer. Like, all of her insides were out.
Yeah.
And they found her head in a bag, and she was shot with a .22 caliber rifle. Okay, so why they searched his house? This is everything that they found.
You have a list?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love lists.
4 noses.
What?
Whole human bones and fragments. 9 masks of human skin.
Wait. Like, he removed the face and made masks out of them?
Yes. There's more. It gets
continue.
worse.
Oh, it does.
Bowls made of human skulls. Like, he would eat cereal out of them.
Gross.
10 female heads with the top sawed off. Human skin covering several chair seats. Like, he had them upholstered in human skin. They found... Oh, no, it was Mary Hogan's head that they found in a bag. So, the 16-year-old girl. Okay? Oh, and Warden's head was in a burlap sack. Okay, this is where it gets really gross.
Oh, now it gets gross.
Well, listen. 9 uvulas in a shoebox. That's part of the vagina.
Who opened the shoebox and look at all these uvulas?
The investigators have to go through everything, and they found pieces of vagina in it.
But who's just going to identify a uvula just right there?
And it's vulvas. I was saying it wrong.
Okay, vulvas.
Vulva.
Somebody's just going to like, oh shit, look at all these vulvas.
Well, no, it went to the coroner,
okay.
Obviously. The
That's
guy's
not the detective.
not opening and going,
I found a shoebox full of vulvas.
A vagina.
So stupid.
Skulls on his bedposts.
Okay.
There was organs in the refrigerator.
Okay.
A pair of lips on a drawstring for a window shade, like pulling the shades up.
What?
A belt made of human female nipples. Why are you laughing?
It's fucking stupid.
This is all real.
I know, but it's... How many nipples did he have?
A lot.
Enough to
make a belt. Like that. That's a lot of nipples.
That's a lot. Wow.
And a lampshade made of human skin from a human face. So it even had like the nose and everything. And eyes. And he's also made other human body suits. Like he would wear their skin. So he would treat it the same way like with a deer. Like when people like dry their hide and stuff.
Yeah.
Like tan their hide and whatever.
Uh-huh.
That's what he would do to humans. And then wear it around the house.
His house must have smelled really bad. Is there more?
Well, no, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Do you want more?
No, I think the nipple belt
I
was
have
enough.
pictures. Do you want to see the nipple belt and face mask or face lamp?
Kinda.
Here, let me show you a picture.
Okay. I'm about to see a nipple belt. That's a weird
it's your
sentence.
lucky day.
I never thought I'd get to live to see the day
Of a nipple belt?
of nipples on a belt.
Images. Crime scene photos. Okay, so there's her body.
Gross. Does he have hand skin gloves?
Yeah, because I told you he would wear... Oh, and a penis. He would wear them as actual body. Like, as a costume, almost. Here's the nipple belt.
That's a lot of nipples.
It's a lot of nipples. And then, here's the bowls. And then, here's one of the face masks.
Ugh.
And they almost don't look human, huh?
No.
Here's one of his. It's an apron.
Fucking gross.
That's not one of the chairs. So here's the lamp.
So he killed a lot of people.
No, get this. So.
Grave robbing.
Yep. So. He admitted to killing those two women.
Uh-huh.
Bernice and is it Bernice or Beatrice? Beatrice, sorry. And Mary Hogan. He admitted to killing them.
Yeah.
But then he told the cops that he would go to graveyards in a daze, air quotes, and dig up these body parts and bring him ones that look like his mother, mind you. He wanted them all to look like his mother.
Okay.
And bring them home and did this weird shit with them. He would tell them that he wanted, so I found different reports. I got all of my information from Murderpedia, Biography.com, and Britannica. And so some things in Murderpedia said that he actually wanted to be a woman after his mom died. Some say that he wanted to be his mom. Some say that he just had an unhealthy view of what sex is. And already, like, he had the murder, like, his mom already traumatized him enough to have these, like, antisocial tendencies. Plus, he has never had sex, so it just kind of made this monster. And he wanted to make it very clear that he never had sex with any of the dead bodies. Because they smelled too bad.
Okay.
Not because he's not attracted to dead bodies.
Oh, ew.
It's because they just smell.
Yeah, I get that.
What? No.
You don't want to dive into something stinky, baby. It's just gross.
Oh, man. So then, a few days later, because it took a long time for them to go through the whole house and everything, and then...
I wonder how many people threw up throughout the...
Instantly, I would have thrown up.
Is that a face lamp?
Yeah. Did you say face lip?
Face lamp.
Oh.
Like, who thinks of putting lips as a drawstring on a fucking curtain? Like, just lips. Oh, you know what? These would look great on the drapes.
The drapes. Lip drapes. Look what I made.
God.
My God. Well, who would think that I'm going to sew all these nipples together to keep my pants up? Like...
Oh my God.
I don't understand. And they were trying to pin, like I told you, there was a bunch of different disappearances. So they tried to pin a lot of them on him. Like, they really believed he was responsible for more, but there were only two that he would admit to were those two women. So then on November 21st, 1957, he was arraigned for first-degree murder, but he entered a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity, obviously.
Yeah.
And so he was found mentally incompetent and not able to stand trial, so he was sent to the Central State Hospital for the Criminally Insane, which is now called the Dodge Correctional Institution.
Dodge bought it?
Yep, they sponsor it.
Like, seriously? The car company Dodge?
I'm sure it's County Dodge.
Okay, because what...
I don't think they're getting into the prison business.
They're not making good trucks. So they might as well start something else.
Start prisons. And it was a maximum security facility in Wisconsin, and then he was later transferred to another state hospital in Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey.
And then in 1968, the doctors determined that he was sane enough to finally stand trial. So the trial began on November 14th, 1968, lasting a week. He was found guilty of first-degree murder. And he spent the rest of since they already said that he was insane, he spent the rest of his life in a mental hospital. But while he was in jail, like a couple months after he was in jail, someone burnt his house down because they didn't want that evil around. And then his car that hauled the bodies of the victims was sold at a public auction for $760, which now would be $5,000, to a carnival sideshow operator, Bunny Gibson. Gibson later charged carnival goers 25 cents to see it.
So stupid.
He ended up dying in 1984 due to cancer.
Bunny did?
No. Ed did.
Oh.
And then,
More concerned about
guess,
Bunny.
over the few years, like after his death, people would go to his gravestone and start chipping off pieces to like, I have Ed Gein's gravestone. And then someone's like, fuck this, and took the entire gravestone. And then they found it near Seattle, and now it's in a museum. But isn't that disgusting?
It is. Really gross.
I try to eat my dinner. Look at this is one of the chairs.
You gotta give it to him. He's really skilled with the sewing machine. But it's disgusting. He should have just been a tailor.
The second he was like, you know what? I think the reason why this chair cushion keeps ripping is because there's no human skin in it.
That's gross.
He should have just ended it.
Right?
Just end it. And he's considered a serial killer, but technically he isn't, because like serial killer, you have to kill 3 or more people. But they really think that he's killed more. They just can't put any of them on him.
Yeah.
But isn't that gross?
It is fucking gross.
So gross.
I can't get over the nipple belt. Like, it's a lot of nipples. Ugh. Did he like walk around town with it?
No, because I'm sure someone would have been like, hey, that looks like a nipple. And either asked to touch it. Like,
Yeah.
there would have been some kind of interaction. I think he just wore it at home. Just being all creepy.
Ugh.
But like, what makes you think, oh, you know what? I'm going to put someone's face on mine.
Well, he was a creep.
Like, I can't imagine loving someone so much. No offense to you. But loving someone so much that I lose them and then I start wearing people's skin. Like, I don't see that leap.
That's a big leap.
There
Usually
has to
it
be
goes to like losing the person you are obsessed with, to alcoholism, then to that kind of shit.
That even seems like a big leap.
It is still a big leap, but at least there was like some gray middle ground. Not just, oh, my mom's dead, going to the graveyard. You know?
And like,
Better get my shovel.
the only thing that could fill this hole is a face lamp.
You know, I can really go with this lamp. A face chair. Oh, I'm getting blood all over my apron. I'm gonna make a face
apron.
A face spread.
Ugh, and I feel so bad. Imagine like your mom dies, okay?
Yeah.
Then some fucker digs her up and puts her on a chair.
That is pretty
Like, do you
fucked
think
up.
that they went and notified the families? Like, hey, by the way,
your mom's a lampshade. Oh, that's terrible. I don't think I would. I just
leave it.
Just leave it. They don't
Let's
need to
not
know.
list the names. Let's not tell people. But I'm sure, like, they go to visit, you know, like, oh, it's mom's birthday. Why does it look like it's just been dug up? Like, who else? Like, didn't they see that the ground was disturbed? Like, who was taking care of these graveyards?
A very shitty undertaker.
Seriously. And it wasn't all at the same one. So there was multiple graveyards that he did go to, but that's so many bodies.
And just for reference, I think undertaker is the coolest name for a job.
Right?
Just throwing it out there.
And a wrestler.
Yes. I was more of a Kane fan.
Ugh. Take off your mask, Kane.
He did.
Yeah.
He looks like a giant baby. That's probably
So
why he
warm.
has the mask on.
You know what would help? Nipple belt. someone else's face.
I was going to say it's somebody else's face. Yeah.
It's a huge leap. There had to be a lot of other things that was going on in that house from his abusive mom or something. He had to have tortured animals at some point. Like there had to be some kind of stepping stone.
Yeah, and what gets me is, here, let's go. I need help finding my brother's body. There it is. And then they look at it. Oh, this body was clearly beat up. Must have been the smoke. The smoke kicked this guy's ass. Look, he's all bruised. That town is fucking stupid. Just so stupid. You know who should babysit our children? A 40-year-old man.
That everybody thinks is weird and slightly believes killed his brother.
That's okay. Little Timmy will be fine. Let's go. What were things back then? Let's go to the silent movie. See.
The silent movie?
I don't fucking know. It's the olden days.
Go to the show.
So let's go see Abbott and Costello. Who's on first?
Oh,
nothing will ever be funnier than misunderstandings.
Oh my god. I guess there was... What are you doing?
My beard got stuck in my armpit again.
Oh my god. I guess there was even a musical about his life.
What?
In 2010 in Wisconsin. I guess I'm just not going to Wisconsin.
There's literally zero reason to go to Wisconsin. Now there's like negative reasons to go to Wisconsin. They had cheese on their side.
I was just going to say cheese.
But then I'm just like, no. You guys dealt with this. You had a 40-year-old babysitter who possibly murdered his brother. You're dumb.
And did a musical about it.
And they did a musical. Like, who was the prop designer?
Oh, that would suck.
Just go to the Halloween store and get a bunch of Michael Myers masks and some lamps.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I just okay, so 4 noses, that's 4 people, and then a belt of nipples. So each person has 2 nipples.
That's at least 10, 15 people.
Right?
Did he just go to grave and just
nipple
scalpel them off?
It didn't say.
Weird. This is really fucking weird.
Terrifying that actually is a thing.
Yeah. Oh god. Sorry.
Ugh.
There's another one.
Stop it.
I can't help it. It's the root beer.
Alright, so what is the title of this one?
This one's easy, and I thought about it before.
Oh god.
Mommy issues and nipple belts.
Mommy issues and nipple belts. That pretty much sums up his life.
Yep, pretty much.
Alright, I like it.
Good.
It wins.
Write it down. Now comes the most awkward part of the show, the ending, when we don't know how to end it.
Well, okay, I was just thinking. I'm typing it. Mommy issues and nipple belts. Not something I ever thought I would type. Do not want this saved on my computer.
Nope.
So I was thinking, you come up with the theme or the object or the thing for the next episode that I have to do research on. So you either could pick you want to see the most haunted place in Australia or the worst killer in wherever, or someone who was killed by a killer
badger.
bee. Yeah, something. Attack badger.
What? That'd be terrifying.
So you have to come up with what you want to hear for the next one.
I want UFO abductions.
Okay.
Let's go with Montana.
In Montana? Ooh.
Yeah. Be specific.
Specific. None of the specifics.
Do it.
Okay, UFO abductions in Montana.
Yes.
Alright, so I will start my research of that and do some UFO abductions in Montana.
Why are you saying it like that?
Montana!
You're a weird guy.
One.
Oh my God. You sound like an old mining prospect. Tarnation.
Reminds me of that old
Cool, babe. Reminds me of that too.
I'm thinking of it. The slot machine with you have to like find the oil, and it's like an old Texan.
Nope, not at all. Don't know that.
We need to go gambling more.
You want to go to Cripple Creek?
I need money to go gambling more.
Okay, podcast listeners, send us money and subscribe and donate, and so we can go gambling. Okay, go do it.
Go now and break. So yeah, but truth, subscribe, leave comments, all of that stuff, so we can get our podcast name out there.
And whoever gave us 2 5-star ratings,
oh, thank you so much.
You guys are great. You're the real OGs.
That made my day. So, and follow us on all of our platforms. You know, we have our website as well. Subscribe and, you know,
do stuff. This is
stay
where it
healthy,
gets
San
weird.
Diego.
What?
I don't know.
Hey, Ron Burgundy.
All right. And
yeah. This is so weird. Just end it. Just do it.
Okay. Well, I want to come up with the facts thing, so that's going to be your job. You have to find one stupid fact.
I know a lot of stupid facts.
Well, do one funny one.
I don't have one right now.
You just say you know.
I know a lot, but I'm under pressure.
Under pressure.
Do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that will be your job for next time. You come up with a title and that.
And some weird random facts?
Yeah, that are funny.
Funny random facts. I know there's a whole, nope, I lost it.
That was fast.
Yeah. We came and went super quick. Well, how about I just do weird random life experiences that I had?
Okay, do that.
I once tried to do a yo-yo trick and then uppercutted myself with said yo-yo.
With said yo-yo. Which one are you trying to do? The where it has to go through the triangle?
Yeah, the rock the baby or rock the cradle.
Yeah,
something.
that's what it's called.
I rocked too hard and it just uppercutted my chin. Got really pissed off and threw it, but I realized it was still stuck to my finger and it came back at me anyways.
You have had a life, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, one thing my sister did to me.
Which sister?
Rebecca.
Uh-huh.
We were bouncing on the bed when we were kids. In mid bounce, I
love this story.
I got some hang time. She pushed me off the bed. I smacked my chin on the windowsill. She ran out of the room and then back into the room and shouted, "Oh no! What happened to Brian?" That's why I have trust issues. I've never bounced on a bed again.
Well, it's like when I chopped off part of my brother's finger.
He deserved it.
We were in the front yard, and I was playing with scissors, as you do as a 4-year-old. And I chopped off part of his finger with the scissors, and I ran in the house faster than he did, screaming and crying more than he was.
Well, yeah, that's how you avoid being in getting in trouble.
Get my ass beat. Oh my god.
Good times. We should make a podcast of just us talking, and not any kind of narrative.
No one wants to listen to that.
That's true. Okay, bye!